Okay, so I think I'm live and yeah, good evening. So welcome back to our fifth day, and today we are actually going to create a game like our project, and also we'll complete that extra topic now. So I just told you that I have included one more topic just for you, like two more topics. So one we completed already, that modules, and today that extra topic promises. So we are just going to cover that one today, and so that's it. So a quick check, like if I'm visible, you can see my screen and all the basic checks and all. So if that all things is out of our way, so we can just start with our coding and all. Mm-mm-mm. Yep, let me just go. Good evening, good evening. Yeah. So first thing first, let me just tell you how you can mark your attendance. And today, by the way, you can download your certificate as well. So this is that one link, remember? So just go over here and for the day 5, just click on this mark attendance. So this one, and how much you like this session, like this whole session, and this particular session, the last one, from 0 to 10. So right now it's 10 here. And if you're interested in our full stack program, that 6 months, so you can just mark yes or no. I am, because obviously, and if you have any suggestions, so you can just give a suggestion and submit attendance. And as soon as this session is going to end, you are actually a button here. So here you will basically get a button to download your certificate. And if you just want to communicate with us, if you want to know more about the full stack program, and if you want any guidance for your future, you can just click here to communicate with us. So we are just going to get connected with you. We will guide you how you can choose your career path, which program you should take, how much time it's gonna take, and all the questions which are related to our courses, to your future, and for rest of your journey. So you can just click here. It's very straightforward. Just click here and WhatsApp is gonna open for you and we can continue from there. So if this whole thing is out of the way, so let me just show you the game. So this is the game. So it's a very popular game. I think you have seen this already somewhere. So we are just going to recreate this one. So I always go with this one for every time I just create the JavaScript essential. I just use this game because this game is going to check all the basics for us. So that is why now. So how this game works? So in this game, we basically have to guess a number between 1 to 20. Yep. And we will be having 10 chances to do that. And if you are able to guess that lucky number in our first attempt, so in that case, we will be very lucky. Otherwise, we are going to get multiple attempts and we are also going to get hint from this game. So let's take a guess right now. So let me just go with 12 and just click on this button to check. Okay, so it's saying that my 12 number is not the lucky number and my number is too high. See, I'm also showing a message here that your guess is too high. That means the lucky number is between 0 and 12. Now, because 12 is high, that means the lucky number is obviously gonna be lesser than 12. So let's just go with 6. Check. Okay, so it's saying that 6 is too low. So that means the lucky number should be between 6 to 12. Okay, so let's just try 10 here. Let's see. Okay, so it's too high again. That means the lucky number should be between 6 to 10. And if you look closely, I'm losing my attempts na every time. So let's just go with 8 right now and let's see. Okay, so 8 was the correct answer and I basically have guessed the correct number in my 3 attempts. So this much lucky I am. So if I have given a chance to guess a number between 1 to 20, it will take me 3 attempts to guess the lucky number. So it's just going to like tell you how lucky you are. Sometimes people basically guess the number on the first attempt. So we are going to recreate this game. So if you understood what is the logic, how to play this game, so we can basically start doing this. Okay. After the session, the certificate is available. Yeah, Leon. Yeah, it is going to be. Sir, I want to learn JS more from you. Yeah, Vishwas, there's two ways by which you can start learning from me. The one is obviously you can just get enrolled to a full stack course. I am just going to be with you for next 6 months until and unless you will get placed. So if you just want me to be with you for next 6 months, you can just visit our website, and you should enroll into full stack web development course. So there I'll just gonna train you about the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, MongoDB, Node.js, React.js, and all the like latest and greatest tech. Enable us to download. What do you want to download, like Pramod? Okay, so we are so did you understood this game, how to play this game? So let me just show you how you can play this one. So as soon as you click on this now, so it's just going to restart this game for you. So let's guess our number. So let's just go with 15. And okay, so the number is too high. Let's just go with 10. Okay, again is too high. Let's just go with 5. 5 is too low. That means the number is between 5 to 5 and 10. Let's just go with 9. Okay, so 9 was the correct answer. Again, it took me 3 attempts to guess the correct number. So that much, how much max package you can provide us? So like max, you can just go anywhere like from 20, 25, like, but minimum, I can assure that minimum 7.5 minimum, like it's upon you now. So we will basically train you. We will give you opportunities. We are just going to help you to clear the interview, and it's on you. By the way, minimum you can very easily expect us to give you 7.5 lakhs of package, very easy. It's like almost 8, but taxes and all, so it's just gonna get little down. How do I join the full stack course? So if you just want to join our full stack course, so visit our website here. So letsupgrade.in. So this is our website, and it's very straightforward. By the way, just click on this start learning tab, and you will see 2 of our courses. Just enroll, and our team is going to contact you, and we will basically take it from there. So all you need to go over here, and you will see our 2 courses, full stack web development program. So if you just want to learn about the web development part, React.js, Node.js, databases like MongoDB, little bit of NoSQL databases, SQL databases as well, HTML, JavaScript, everything. You can just go over here. And if you're interested in data science program like Python, big data, data science, data visualization, ML algorithms and all, you can just enroll for our data science program. The duration of both the courses are same, and basically you will have 1.90 minutes of session every day. Every day you will have 90 minutes of session, live session, 1-to-1 session. Okay, course fees is I think it's 33,000, but you can use my coupon code SK10 SK10, and your course price will be down, so below 30,000. No? Below 30,000 you are going to get any of these courses, and it's like best deal you can find on internet. So you won't find anything better than this at this price. So I can assure, like, if you want to check, you can also check it. Like, I have been doing this for like for past 4 or 5 years, so I know that this course is really very good. Okay. Okay, so let's start with I think you understood how these games work. So we can basically start with our program here. So this is the HTML, and we are not going to go through the HTML very well. And at the end of this session, I'm just going to share the GitHub link with you. So you can download this game. You can add some extra functionalities, extra features and all. By the way, HTML is very simple, like 50 lines of code, no rocket science, simple HTML. And similarly, CSS also simple. I've used as easy as as easy it can get. So very simple HTML and very simple CSS. So we're actually going to work with our HTML and CSS here. By the way, this session will be of around 2-3 hours. And the thing we are going to focus here in our JavaScript. And I'll share this code with you, so don't worry about it now. So what I will do, first I'm just going to create a new file, game.javascript. Game.java, and a JavaScript file with my HTML. So we already have done this. Just go over here and type game.js and save it. Okay. So now I'm basically this JavaScript file. So this is the code that was currently working, and we are actually going to work here. So I'm just going to put a simple console.log just to see if everything is working or not. So I'm just going to put here, let's say hello and hello world. So just to see now if everything is working, and let's open game here, and I'm just going to inspect the element so I can check that if it is working or not. Okay, I'm getting my hello world. See, I'm getting my hello world. So my JavaScript is working. So first thing, whenever you are going to create any project, is to understand your project. Like what is the problem you're solving? How you can solve this problem. So for us, it's a problem. Na? For somebody else, it's a game. For what? For us, it's a problem. So let's just split this problem into little pieces. So one thing I can definitely know that I have to generate a random number. Okay, somehow I need to generate a random number which should be in between of 1 to 20. Okay, this is the first thing that I need to do. And second, I need to take the input from the user. Okay, so this will be our second part, to take the input from the user. And the third part is to check if the input is correct or not. So we can do this by simple if and else. If the input is correct, we are actually going to do something, and if the input is wrong, we are going to do something. So let's just first of all, let's just complete these three steps, and after that we are actually going to move to the next part. So the first step is to create a random number. So this is the only part which we haven't covered in our session. By the way, it's very simple. So in JavaScript now, we basically have a function called math.random. So we have this thing in JavaScript, math.random, and this thing is going to give you a random number between 0 to 1. So if you just execute this code now, you will get a random number between 0 to 1 here. So I'm just going to show it to you. By the way, it's very straightforward. So I'm just going to create a variable. So let me just remove everything for now. Const. And one thing I'm just going to do today is, for a minute, I'm going to stop my video so that my laptop won't need to suffer. Const lucky number. Okay, I'm just going to create a lucky number variable, and it is going to be math.random. Okay, and let me just log out this thing, console.log lucky number here, and let's see what is I'm getting here. And if I'll save it, I should put this thing here and this thing here. Okay, save it and a quick refresh. So see, I'm getting a random number between a 0 to 1. So whenever I save it now, so on every refresh, I'm just going to get a random number between 0 to 1. Refresh it. But that's not what we wanted. We wanted a number between 0 to 1. So it's very simple mathematics. You can just multiply this number by 20. So I'm not that good with my maths, but I know if you multiply any number which is actually between 0 to 1 with any number, you are actually going to get a number between 0 to that number. So it's maths, it's not anything from my side. So yeah, this part is actually just the maths here. So if I do it, so I'm just multiplying my number with 20, and see, now I'm getting 9 here. And let me just do this, and okay. So if I refresh here, see, every time I'll just get a random number between 0 to 20. So I'm creating a random number between 0 to 1 by using this, and after that I'm multiplying it by 20. It's very simple mathematics, no rocket science here. I'm not also a mathematician, so I cannot assure you that it's gonna work. But next thing I wanted is to remove this decimal part. So it's very simple. We again have a function here called math.floor. Inside this, you can pass any number, and you are actually going to get our number without decimal part. So you can pass any number inside this math.floor, and it is just going to give you a number without the decimal. So I'm just going to create lucky variable here, and let's see, console.log lucky here, and save it. So it's just going to remove that part na decimal. So see, every time I'm getting a random number between 0 to 0 to 20. So that's very straightforward. That's the mathematics part. So I cannot basically. Do you have data science course? Yes, we have a data science course. Okay. Okay, I hope this a piece of code is easy for you. What I will do now, instead of writing this, if you can see here that this lucky number is equals to this, isn't it? So I can basically replace this lucky number code with this code. Now see, I'm just going to replace this lucky number code with this particular code. So I'm just going to paste it here. And then basically I'm going to get a single line of code now. So if you want to have, you can write multiple lines. Otherwise you can just do this and you can basically have a single line of code. So that's on you. And I promise, so this is the only part which we haven't completed. Can we use range or something like Python? We don't have anything like that here. So we have range, but not according to this project. So that is why I'm just going with this one. So if you're not comfortable with the maths, you can just copy paste this line. Now you can just copy paste this line. And one thing I will just do here now, I'll create a variable C, and I'm just going to make it equals to console. And why I am doing this, because in our program we are again and again we are going to do this console.log, isn't it? So I'm creating a variable C and I'm making it equals to console. So that means I can replace every console in my program with C here. So now instead of writing console.log lucky, I can easily type c.lucky, c.lucky, and c.log and anything. So, so that is what I'm going to do here. And if you're not comfortable with this, you can basically skip this part, and that's all. So that is all. So if you're not comfortable with this piece of code, and I hope this is very simple, I'm just creating a variable C and I'm making it equals to the console. So instead I can replace this console with the C here. So I hope you understood this part. So there is no download option in this section. As soon as Fajil, as soon as this session will end, then you will get that download button. Right now you're not going to get that. Can we just use the parseInt? Yeah, you can just do that parseInt as well. So there's one more function called parseInt. Yeah. So it is actually going to convert that decimal to integer. So you can also use this parseInt, but like it's on you now, because in every programming language you have multiple ways to do a single task. If you want a number below the range like 10 to 20, then how? The thing is that will be a mathematical formula, and I can basically tell you that. So first you basically have to get a number between 1 to 20, then you can basically start with, so instead of getting 0, you can do some mathematical magic. So I'm not good by mathematics, so that's why I'm not going to touch this part. So let me just write here pure maths. Okay, we also have a different teacher for the data structure, so I'm not going to teach you the DSA as well. Pure maths. So don't ask me question related to this line. Okay. Okay, that's it. So if you're, by the way, I hope that you know now you're comfortable with this c.log here. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is to get the input from the user. So how we can do that? So remember the next step was to get, yeah, I'll share you the code now, Jyoti. I'll share the code with you at the end of this session. So next thing what I want to do, I basically want to get the input from the user. So how you can do that? So that's very simple. Just go over here and we need to grab the input field first. So this input field, this input field. So in our HTML, so remember yesterday we were actually grabbing something from the UI. To get the input from the input field, first step is to get the input field from my UI. So I'm just going to get the input field by using the ID selector. So I'll just go over here and I'm just going to put a comment, and I'm just going to comment here like elements, and let me just log this thing at the top, because I would like to have this const user input field equals to document dot get element by id, and here we just have to pass the id. Okay, so I'm creating a variable here, user input field, which is equals to document dot get element by id. Remember we did this thing yesterday. And just to check, I'm just going to log out this. So c dot log here and input dot field, just to see now. For every time just check that what you are getting or not, so it will be very helpful for you. So yeah, so I'm getting my input field here. See, I'm getting my input field here. That's great. That is very, very nice. That's great. Now the next step, somehow so I have my input field here. Okay, I have created my lucky number, and the third part is to check if the number is wrong or correct. So how you can do the third part? So on an user event, we want to check if the number is correct or not. Okay, so we want to check this. So which event I'm looking for? Right now the event should be when a user is going to click on this button. So this check button na? So as soon as user is going to click on this check button, I just want to check if this number is correct or wrong. So how we can do that? Again, I'm just going to grab that button first. So this is the button. Na? So this is the button. So again, I'm going to use that document selector. So const, yep, check button, and which is equals to document dot get element by id. And here I am just passing the id of the button, and which is check here. And just to see if everything is going good, I am just going to log this out, and I'm just going to log out the check button, and let's see if we are going good or not. So if we have done everything on click or on change, on click, basically on click. So certificate option, please Faisal, just wait for a few more minutes. As soon as the class is going to get over, you are going to get your download button there. Okay, so we are getting our button here. That's great. Now, one more thing I'm also going to do here. So I'm going to use this document again and again. So what I'm just going to do, I'm again going to create a variable const d, and I'm just going to make it equals to document. So again, I don't need to type document completely now. I can just type here, let's say d dot get element, d dot get element. So like if you want to, you can do is, otherwise you can type document and document. So I'm creating a variable const d here, and I'm making it equals to document. And now instead of typing document again and again, I can replace that thing with our d here. Okay, comfortable? And if you're not, I can basically remove this part. So that is not compulsory. So this is I'm doing from my own side now, from my side. Okay, that's great. So next thing, I just want to set up a event listener. So how we are going to do that? Add event listener, add event listener here. Remember we did this yesterday. So your HTML element dot add event listener, because we are actually going to set up a event listener so that we can listen for the events on that particular button, and the event is going to be click. And I will just create a function here, const check function, and this is our function. So I just want to execute this function as soon as this event happens. So this is the click event. We have so many events here, like on mouse enter, scroll, etc, etc, but I just wanted to go with this click event here, and the function I want to execute is this check function. Okay, check function, I want to execute this. And right now I'll just write a simple line of code, console.log here, and console.log, and I will like check. Okay, and check function, just to see if everything is going good or not. Like we have to do this every time. So I'm just going to go over here, and what I'm expecting it to do, as soon as I click on this button, I should get that check here now. See, I'm getting a check. So my event listener is working fine. Okay, this is working. Vishwas Kumar, you can share the link. I think you can share the link. So in the assignment part, you can share the link. Okay, and now if this thing is out of our way, so we have set up the event listener for the button. So I just grabbed the button, and on my button I'm setting up an event listener, that is click. and as soon as that event gonna happen, I just want to execute this function. That is great. Now checking for the number is like very simple, very straightforward. If the okay, so next thing, now I just want to get the input, like isn't it, I just want to get the user input, so then and only I can check it. So for this already I have grabbed this user input field. Now I have already grabbed this user input field. So how you can get the value from the input field? It's very simple. So I'm just going to create a variable user guess, user guess, user guess, and I'm just going to make it equals to user input field. So this is our user input field dot value. Okay. So input field element dot value, and by this you can basically get what you are actually going to get the value from that input field. Yeah, Naveen, we can do that as well, but I just want to use some more functions inside of this document now. But that is why I'm just making this equals to a document. You could have also made it equals to this thing. So in that case, you don't have to write anything. You can just write this thing directly. But like I just want to use some more functions from this document, so that is why I'm not doing that. And let's see if I'm going good or not. So c.log here and user guess, and let's see if I'm getting the user input or not. So let me just type anything. So I'll just write any number here, let's say 88. See, I'm getting 88 here, 100, 10. I'm getting 10 here. I'm just going to type 100. I'm getting 100 here. Okay. So that's very simple. Just go over here, your input field dot value. Okay. And this thing actually stores the input field here. Okay, that is great. Now the problem is actually you are going to get this input in a form of a string. Okay. So this user guess is a string actually. It's a string. It's not a number, it's a string. So we somehow need to convert this thing into a string, and that's very easy. If you're coming from any other language, you have also used it. I can just do this parse int, and you can basically convert a string into a number. Okay, so this thing you can do parse int, or you can just do number. So there are different ways in JavaScript to convert a integer to convert a string. So this is going to be our string. So this is going to be our string. So I'm using this number to convert that thing into a number. By the way, that is not that important. You can basically use the double equals to instead of triple equals to, and that will be fine. But I'm just going to go with the best approach. So I'm just going to convert this input value, which is always going to be in the form of a string, to a number. Okay, to a number always. I hope you understood this, and if you have any doubt here, I can remove this also. This is also not necessary. This piece of code is not necessary. And now I'm going to get that user guess is in the form of number. Now I'll just get that in the form of number. So are you comfortable with that number? You understood that? See, and now I'm getting the number. Previously I was getting a string. I was getting that string, but now I'm getting a number. So if you don't want to use this number, you can also skip it. It's not that important. Now it's basically simple if and else condition. If the user guess is equal to our lucky number, that is our lucky number here. So then we are just going to show a console.log you won, else I'll show a condition. Let's say you lost. Okay, that's simple logic I'm doing, you know, simple logic. Save it, and let's see. Let's just go over here, and let's suppose so this 6 is the lucky number. 6 is the lucky number. Okay, I think I forgot to release my control here. Yeah, so I'm just going to type here, let's say 12, and see, I'm getting you lost. If I put 16 here, I'm again getting you lost. If I put here 6, I'm getting you won. Okay, easy enough, everybody? Easy. Do you want me to repeat this piece of code? Like we have just written like 20 lines of code here just. So if this thing is out of the way, so we can move to the next part. So, like and do we want any line to me repeat? Okay, that is great. Anybody there who just want me to repeat any piece of code? Like then we can move to the next part or something like that. Otherwise, we can just move here. So what I want to do now, I just don't want to check if that number is like else. I'll just put one more condition here. If the user guess is greater than our lucky number, okay? If it is greater than our lucky number, so in that case, I just want to show that your guess is too high. Okay, so else if the user guess is greater than my lucky number, so suppose my lucky number is 6 and user guess is 12, so user guess is greater than my lucky number, so I just want to show a message that your guess is too high, isn't it? And otherwise, else if the user guess is lesser than the lucky number, I'll show the message too low. So suppose the lucky number is 6 and user guess is 3. So in that case, I just want to show the message that your number is too low. Okay, simple. And now save it. And let's see if I'm showing them a proper message or not here. So I'm just going to write here. So right now the lucky number is 18. So I'm just going to type 12 here. See, I'm getting too low. If I write 19 here, I'll just get too high. And if I write 18 here, I'm just going to get U1. Isn't it? That's easy part. Like that's not that difficult. So if like, did you understood that this part? And I just also want to cover something more. That there are some scope of improvement here. And the scope of improvement is that we also need to check if the user input is lesser than 20. Now we don't want my user to put, let's say, number like 200 or 1200. We don't want to do that. We just want to show the user a message that your please enter a number between 1 to 20 now. Yes, but we have to yeah, exactly, Leon, we are actually going to do that. So what I'm just going to do here, that a first step I will check if the number, if the user guess is less than or equals to 20. It should not be greater than 20 now. And so what is this and here? What is this and? So let me just explain you what is this and. So right now I'm just writing a one condition here. If the user guess is less than, sorry, greater than, not less than. If the user is greater than 20, I just want to show them a message console.log, sorry, c.log right now. So I'm using console, right? So let me just replace this. So we can use our C. Why to write this all? Okay. So c.log, please enter a number lesser than 20, na? Less than 20 here. Okay. And I just want to add one more condition. If user guess is less than or equals less than 0, then we also want to show a message that please enter a number greater than 20. So yeah, system will create a lucky number by itself. Automatically it is just going to create a random number. Okay, that's great. Now what I want to do this, like I'm adding two conditions. So by the way, this is a perfect valid code. This code is perfectly valid. So this is also going to check for, suppose if I have any number here, let's say 300, and if I save it, I'm getting a message here, please enter a number less than 20. And if I add a negative number, let's say -2, I'm getting please a number greater than 0. But the problem is that now this piece of code is continuing. We are getting this console.log, and after that it is also checking for the number. We don't want this to happen. And first of all, why I am putting these two separate conditions? So you can join these two conditions by using a and here. So this is a and you can write the second condition here directly. So this is a and. So by using this and, you can basically join two conditions. So if these if any of the condition here, and not, I think I should go with or here. Okay, or I can use this or. How to put use this or? Just use this double let me just show it to you from where you can find this symbol. So this symbol, this one. So shift and this. So this is I'm using right now. So to create this one. Okay. So if any of the condition is true, so if any of the condition is true here, in that case, it is going to execute this code. Okay. If any of the condition is true here, it is just going to execute this code. So you can just go with this one. Okay. So by the way, like if you wanted to, you can just use the previous syntax. Again, I'm just telling you it's the alternative way to do this. It's just the alternative way to do this. Now, I just want to stop my function. I just want to stop my function as soon as this condition is true. I don't want to continue. I don't want to continue from here. So for that, what I'll do now, I'm just going to put here a return. So remember this return. So return was actually used to return anything from the function. But in function, returns also serve one more function here. One more thing here. And that is, as soon as you execute this return, everything afterwards is just going to stop. Nothing is going to get executed. So you can put a return here. By the way, if you want to, like if you don't want to use return, just write a else here. Just write a else here, and inside the else you can write your rest of your code. So you can write this your rest of your code here. Okay. So if your number is greater than 20 or less than 0, then show this message. Otherwise, execute this code. The check if your like number is equal to lucky number, and if it is not, and so on and so forth. So Leon is asking why we are not using switch statement. So switch is actually just used for checking for equality, and here we are also checking for greater than and lesser than. Na? So that is why we won't be able to use switch here. If you want to, you can basically use it. You can basically put some conditions there. But in this situation, if and else a better than switch. So that is why I'm going with switch here. So either you can write this one, and if you're feeling a little confused here, so what I do now, instead of writing else here, I'll just type a return here, and as soon as it will encounter the return, so only if any of this condition is true, in that case only it is going to come to this return part. So as soon as it is just going to come to this part, no code is going to get executed after this. Otherwise you can just go with this else, so that's not concern. So let me just go with the else here. So why to make the things complicated? So this stuff is little advanced, and I was just also covering some best coding practices and all. So that was actually a best coding practice. So don't use if else, try to use return. So here also now you can use return. So in my original code, I have used the returns here. See, this is the original code and I'm using returns here. So this is a proper code which is following all the best practices here. And this code I'm just writing this one for just for your easiness. Okay, that is great. Now, yeah, this is your last assignment. After this, your course is this essential is completed. So let me just type 23, and I'm getting, please enter a number less than 20. And if I put here, let's say 12, I'm getting output, it's too high. If I put here, let's say 5, I'm getting too low. And if I put 9, I'm going to get you won. Okay. No, Sai, you cannot use the break here. The problem with the break is na break, like we don't suggest you to use the break, because you cannot use break inside of a function. Break is only going to work with what do you say, with if else and with switch. So we are inside a function, so we cannot use a break here. Okay, so don't use break here. It's showing us the warning that jump statement cannot across the boundary of a function. So that is why we cannot use. We have written for that. So for that we have written here. But by the way, I'm just going to keep the things simple here. Yeah, Durga, to understand the CSS part, you can just watch the previous essentials. That's more than enough. Whether you can create your own UI, so that's not a concern. You can create your own UI. Okay, now moving to the next part. I just want to show the message on our screen. So for that, I just want to show the message here. In this message, this paragraph type with the ID of message, I just want to show the message here. So again, how I will do that? It's very simple. First step is to grab your element. So const message box equals to message here. So I think the spelling is not correct here. Okay, message box, message here. So I'm grabbing this particular, I'm just grabbing this particular start guessing field now, this one. And what I want to do, instead of logging out this message, I just want to update this message on our screen. And that's very, very simple. What you can do, just type here your message box, okay, your element dot inner text, inner inner text or text content. So let me just go with text content. So message box, so this message box is actually, this message box is our element. See, this message box is our element. So message box dot text content, and make it equals to whatever you want to update on your screen. And I'm just going to repeat this thing again and again, like here as well. So message box text content u1, message box text content too high, message box text content too low. Now I can remove this console.log from here. Now we don't need these consoles anymore, because I am updating my UI directly. So message box and this and that. No, that's great. Now let's see if our game is working fine or not. So I'm just going to write any data here. Let's say 22. And see, in my message box, I'm getting please enter a number between 0 to 20. If I put, let's say 1 here, I'm getting too low. If I put 17 here, I'm getting too high. So our game is working right. Too high, let me just go with 5, too low, 6, too low, I think it should be 7, 8. Oh my god, yeah. So in the 8, I just got the you won message. Yeah. So I'm just grabbing that element from my UI, this one. And what I'm doing here, grab your element first of all, and after that you can simply write message box dot text content, and whatever text you want to put there. That's all. Now one thing I just also want to do is to update the UI. I just want to have a red or green color somehow. So how you can do this? So first, for that, I need to grab this section, this main section. Okay, so for this whole main section, I just want to change the background color. Okay, so first of all, again we just want to grab the main anything. So main equals to d dot query selector or get element by id, whatever you want to do, main. And what I will do, as soon as your lucky number is correct, I'll just do that main dot style. We did this yesterday, na? And this is the green color. Otherwise we will have a red color, and otherwise we will have a red color. That's all. That is all. And if your number is like not perfect, so main dot style background color to the red color. So let's just go with some different color like 333. Okay. So I'm not only updating the text content, I am also updating the UI. I am also updating the UI. Every time it's coming 8? No, it's not. It's just a coincidence that it is coming 8 every time. See, right now it's 17. And right now it's 12. So it's not like that it's coming 12 every time. So let's see. So if I'll put here, let's say 10 here, I'm getting it's too low. If I put, let's say -2, I'm getting please enter a number between 1 to 20. Okay, so let me just put 18 here. So I'm getting this too high message here. And if I put 12 here, so voila, I just won the game. Okay, so this is how your game is actually going to function. This is how your game is going to function. And if we can basically have some extra stuff here, that you can basically write this messages inside some variables. So I'm just going to create constants here. So that's a very good practice to do. Always create some constants here, and I'm just going to write all the messages here. So you don't have to write this here and here again. So these all are the messages. So I'm just going to copy and paste this messages here. So these are the messages I just want to show on our screen. So when message equals to this low message, high message, out of guess message, out of range message. Okay, so these are the messages, and I'm saving. So these are only strings, na? These are only strings. So win message. So here I'm just going to make it equals to win message. Okay, message box dot text content equals to win message. I'm just going to make it equals to high message. This one equals to the low message, and this one I'm just going to make out of range. Okay, so it's very easy for us to manage our code. So it's again a good practice that always save your constant value somewhere. So out of range, win message, high message, low message, and I can change these any of these messages now. So let's see if it is working. Like obviously it will. So 2, let it just refresh. So if I put a 2 here, I'm getting your guess is too low. If I let's say put 17, 18, I'm getting high. If I put 11, wow, you guessed the correct number. Okay. Yeah, you can create the array. It's now on you how you can just frame that coding problem. Okay. So now our basic coding is working. Basic game is working. The only part which is remaining right now, it's the score. So I'll just give you a hint. So you just need to create another variable here, let score, and which will be equals to 10. And every time user is going to guess the wrong answer, I'm just going to update the value of score equals to score minus 1. So every time user is going to guess any wrong answer, what I will do, sorry, not here obviously, I'll just decrease my score by 1. So not here, here. So here the user guesses wrong, I'm decreasing my score by 1. And now somehow I need to show that score on the screen. So that's very simple. So here we have our score. So this is our score element. This is a score element. So what I will do, I'll first, like again, I'm just going to grab that scorecard. So const scorecard here and equals to get element by id score here, and to update its text content, to update the data inside of it, uh, at the end of this function, where is our function? Not here, here. So at the end of our function, I am just going to update here. So like after this whole statement, I just update the score text content score section to text content score. Okay, so score section, not a scorecard here. Okay, that's great. So now you're also updating the score. So that part was really very easy. So just decrease the score by 1 and just update that thing on the screen. So see, every time it's getting decreased, like 3, and if I put it, let's say 5 here, so I will just win the match. And initially it should be 10, it should not be 20, it should be 10. Okay, that's great. So our code is working fine. Now your task is to enable functionality if the score is equals to 0. So if the score is equals to 0, I want to show a message that you have lost the game. That is what I want from your side. So now the score is 0 and I just want to show a message that you have lost the game. So first of all, I'll just share the game code with you. So I'm just going to share the code with you, and I'll just start my video once more. So till then I just update this. And hopefully you're able to see me in a minute. Okay, I think it's okay. Just give me 1 second. I'll just start my video so that you can see me as well. Just give me 1 second, and we are actually going to be live. Okay. So yeah, now I'm visible. That's great. So I'm just going to commit this, and I'm just going to share the code with you. And what I want you to do now, that yeah, let me just fix the camera angle a little bit. Okay, and I just want you to add that functionality, and you can also how you can set up the event lessons and all the code, all rest of the thing. So you'll get the code at the very end of the session, and I want you to add the losing and winning now. So as soon as the score is 0, you should show a message that you have lost the game and play again. So as soon as you click on that play again, you just want to reset the lucky number, okay, and reset the score. So play again is very simple. You can just do it. I'm pretty sure that you can do it. So this is our game. And let me just also tell you how you can put this online in the website called as netlify.com. So just go over here, netlify.com, just sign up here, login, sign up. So I'm just going to log in because I'm already logged in here. So just visit netlify.com and click on login. And after the login, I'm just going to use my GitHub to log in. Naveen, I'll just do that. So after the login, just click here on the add new site and deploy manually, or click on this add new site, deploy manually. Just click here and drag and drop your folder. So this is the folder inside which I was writing my code, like everything, HTML file, CSS file, JavaScript file, everything is here. Just drag and drop this folder here, okay, and just wait for a few more minutes and it is just going to go live for you. Okay, so okay, so I think it's live. Okay, Vishwas, yeah, thank you. And like you have just seen the trailer. So like in the session, we really go in the deep concepts. Okay, so now this thing is live. You can also change, this is my URL for the game. You can change the URL. So here you will see the domain setting. Now this, click on this domain setting and you can give it any name. So edit the site name and it should be like how lucky you are game. So I think spelling is correct, like hopefully. So this is the URL, how lucky you are, and I'm just going to share this with you so you can also play this game. So it is completely deployed, you can play it, and I will share the code with you. So from there, so join our Telegram WhatsApp group. So there you'll also find the code for this game, and that's it for the session. Like we have just 5 more minutes left, so we won't be able to complete the promises, but when it start, we will start the react from the next week, and in that I'll just cover the promises for you. And again, I just want to remind you that if you just want to continue this journey, if you just want to learn more about this, you can just visit our website, just click on this button, start learning, and you can just get enrolled to any of our course. And right now you can also download the certificates. So just visit one link here. So just visit this one link. So it's opening now. Just visit this one link, and after, as soon as the session will end, you will have a download your certificate button here. Okay, you will get that button here. And if you want to talk with us, if you just want to continue this journey, if you want to become a data scientist or a full stack developer, you can talk with us. We will guide you, or you can just visit our website and there you will find out 2 of the courses, the flagship courses. You will have the opportunity to learn, to improve yourself, to change your life. You can be the part of this journey. We are targeting to achieve 50,000 developers by the year 2025, and you can be part of that developer army just by clicking here, and we will handle rest of the things from here as soon as you enroll. Okay, so that's it for today. Yeah, so I'll just share the GitHub. You will be getting, so like let me just share my GitHub ID with you. So my username is little weird, so don't judge me. So this is my GitHub, and you can just look for the link here. Like, so this is my username, and I'll share the inside in the chat. So inside the chat, you can see my username. By the way, you will get the code, so don't worry about that. You can just look for how lucky you are. So the game here, how lucky you are. You can just click here, and you can basically download the source code for you. Okay, and don't forget to use the coupon code SK10 just to get 10%, right? 10% off. So SK10, use this coupon code if you're planning to buy any of our courses. So that's it, guy. It was a great journey, and I'll see you next week with the React Essentials. And we are actually going to create Netflix from the day one. So we are going to create Netflix clone in next 5 days by using React. So that is from my side, and you people were great. Okay, so bye bye.
Hey, hi guys, this is Sai Kiran from LetsUpgrade, and I'm here today to congratulate you all guys for completing or like for pursuing our Essentials program in various fields what we do. And I want to tell that yes, this is amazing program what you're doing, but if you want to continue this learning and want to take your career to next level with a one-on-one personal mentorship what we are not providing in Essentials and also build real-time projects, then join our 6 months PGP full stack program in data science or AI/ML or web development in MERN stack or Python Django. That's it. Bye-bye.